This next video is on complex fraction. The definition of a complex fraction is a fractional exponent with separate fractions in both the numerator, denominator, or both. So here are some examples: 1/2 divided by x squared plus 1, or 3 over x squared divided by x plus 1 over x squared plus x. Here are some steps for you. You don't need to write them down. My recommendation is 2 different ways to do it. They talk about in the textbook. I think the best way is just to find out what the least common denominator is, multiply all terms by the LCD, and then start canceling. It'll clean up some things for you. Alright, so let's talk about this first example. We have 3 over x minus 4, and then in the denominator we have 2 separate fractions. So let's talk about what is the LCD of all 3 denominators. So we have x minus 4. X minus 4 is one part of the LCD. And then the other denominator piece that we haven't talked about yet is the x plus 1. So we say the LCD is x minus 4 times x plus 1. So we're going to multiply all 3 fractions. This fraction, and that fraction by the LCD. So what I've done is I've just taken that same original problem and just copied it one more time so it looks nice and clean for us. So we're going to multiply this top fraction by the LCD, x minus 4, x plus 1. Then we're going to multiply this fraction by x minus 4, x plus 1. And then this fraction over here by x minus 4, x plus 1. Now if you're not there, go ahead and pause. And what the nice thing is when you multiply all fractions by its LCD, lots of things are going to start to cancel out. So what cancels out here is the x minus 4 and the x minus 4. What's going to cancel out here is the x minus 4 and the x minus 4. And then over here, the x plus 1 and the x plus 1. So now let's clean up what we have. So we have this 3, and then the x plus 1. Now in the denominator, we have x plus 1 times 1. Just going to put that 1 in front. And then I have plus 3 x minus 4, plus 3 x minus 4. Now let's do some more simplifying. So let's distribute there. So we have 3 x plus 1, and then over, distribute the green. Well, 1 times anything is still itself, so that's just x plus 1. And then in the black, we'll distribute. Now we have some like terms in the denominator. Oh, I did not distribute this purple one, so let me change this here for you. So it should be saying 3x plus 3. Now in the denominator we have that set of like terms of x and 3x. X and 3x become 4x, and then 1 and negative 12 become negative 11. And that is our complex number simplified. Here's another example of a complex number, or complex fraction, and we want to find out what is the LCD. So this looks a little bit different because think about this first fraction. It has an x in its denominator, so that's part of our LCD. But now if we come over to this next term, minus 3, I'm going to change that to a fraction. Well, that's just 1. So LCD so far still is just x. And then we come down to the denominator, we have 1. So I'm just going to go 1 over 1. And then that last piece has a denominator of x minus 1. So our LCD is going to be x times x minus 1. So we're going to multiply all 4 fractions by x, x minus 1. So I've just taken that same problem again and rewrote it. So I'm going to multiply this first fraction by x, x minus 1. Multiply this second fraction by x, x minus 1. Multiply this next fraction by x, x minus 1. And this last fraction by x, x minus 1. Now we can start to have the fun of canceling. So in the first fraction, what cancels? The x and the x. In the next fraction, nothing cancels. In the third fraction, in the denominator, nothing cancels. And our last one, x minus 1 and x minus 1. Now let's take care of our cleanup. What do we have? So we have x minus 1 times 2. So 2x minus 1. And then we have minus 3x, x minus 1. And then in the denominator we have x, x minus 1, 1. So 1x, x minus 1. And then in the denominator we have minus 1, 1, or minus 1, and then x. So minus 1x. All right, let's do some distributing. So let's distribute this 2 to both pieces. So we have 2x minus 2. Then we'll distribute the minus 3x to both pieces. So minus 3x times x is minus 3x squared. And minus 3x times negative 1 is positive 3x. In the denominator, we distribute 1x, which is 1x, or x, and then distribute x to those two pieces, and we get x squared minus x. And then we still have this minus 1x. All right, let's look for some like terms. So in the numerator, let's put that in standard form, so highest term first, which is negative 3x squared. And then we have like terms with positive 2x and positive 3x. It's positive 5x. And then minus 2. In the denominator, a negative x and a negative x are like terms, is negative 2x. And then we have x squared still in front. If I try to factor that, nothing's going to cancel, so we are done. I think we'll do this one for warm-up.